Hey guys, it's your favorite Dynamite here, and as promised, we have Ark Giga versus Deviljho. Crashout dinosaurs to the extreme. But before we begin here, I'd like to give a special thanks to everyone that voted here because you guys will be getting more Monster Hunter Inverse matchups. I'm going to put some of them up right here that I'm working on. Gravios versus Tiger Rex, Legiacris, and Ogre, Ash Ketchawacha, and all that good stuff here. But without further ado, let us begin with Ark's Giga, okay? So obviously we're going to do this. We're going to get right into the lore and basics here, and obviously we're not going to count game mechanics. So everyone's going to function like a normal creature here. So Ark's Giga, believe it or not, actually does scale to around the multi-continental and you could even say planetary levels here. The reason why is because unlike every other creature, the Giga is at the top here. And again, every creature goes right back to him. This even includes characters like Ark Giganotosaurus and the Dreadnoughtus, which are all made to combat Titans. Yes. And in the lore of the game now, we know that a Dreadnoughtus is capable of 1v1ing the Ice Titan. Now, this is important here because, again, not any Ark creature has been able to done this before other than the Dreadnoughtus. Obviously, the Titanosaur as well here, but again, the Dreadnoughtus is known to be able to 1v1 him here. And the important thing is, we know that the Giga, Carcharodontosaurus, and now the Dreadnoughtus are all now boss-level creatures here. This is important considering the sheer fact that the Titans scale above even Rockwell, who has around multi-city block levels of attack potency here, which is actually pretty interesting. Now, we also know that in the lore, the Ice Titan scales directly below the King Titan, who was able to stop the Earth's rotation and spread his corruption across the entire planet, which again was basically capable of stopping the Earth's rotation here. So this means that each Titan would actually have around a country to continental level of attack potency. They might say, legendary, how do they get to multi-continental here? And again, this is because they are capable of taking attacks from the King Titan, who does have a base of multi-continental to even planetary, considering again, he was able to not only devastate the entire planet, but again, unleashes corruption across it here, which resulted in the birth of the Titans here. The Giga is able to harm the King Titan here, even being one of the key creatures in order to take it down. And considering the sheer fact that a Dreadnoughtus can 1v1 it, we now know that in terms of lore, a Giga could do the same thing here. And so we also know that the Giga is resistant to poison, burning, electrical, and even frostbite. Yes, frostbite as well here. Considering the sheer fact that the ice wyvern here would actually be killing you by giving you frostbite here. And keep in mind, 2 wyverns were capable of destroying an entire civilization, meaning each wyvern individually would have multi-city block levels of attack potency, and the Giga is capable of tanking this here. The Giga is also capable of tanking high caliber weaponry here. Keep in mind, this includes things like tech pistols, rail guns, tech rifles, even things like the mechs here, which are actually capable of being able to, again, 1v1 the Titans. Now, in terms of how many sword swipes that a Giga can take here, it's actually able to take at least 2.5 here before it gets, demolished by a Titan here. And keep in mind, the railgun is capable of knocking out creatures as strong as a Vecti Spinus. Yes, I know it is a mod, but it is a part of the weaponry, it's a part of the weaponry, I should say here. And keep in mind, even modded creatures here have to scale right back to the Giga. This has been shown with the Paleo Giga, the Carcharodontosaurus, which was first to be a modded creature and then introduced as an official creature to the game here. Each creature is adjusted to the game to properly fit in and still resonates being below the Giga, minus the likes of the Desolate Titan. Now, let's actually talk about Deviljho. Deviljho also easily has multi-continental to even planetary types of attack potency, but you could likely get this to large planet as well. Let's talk about it. So to start, Deviljho is easily in the Elder Dragon class, which exceeds even apex monsters like Rathalos, Brachydios, and even Diablos here. Those monsters would actually scale around island level. This is because they are equal to the likes of Ignactor, who is able to withstand volcanic eruptions like they're nothing. Keep in mind, the Monster Hunter world upscales our world by a significant portion here. Now, Deviljho's ability does include Dragon Element, and I am going to talk about that before I finish off the scaling here, which is actually capable of not only nullifying an opponent's power, but sealing it away as well here. This is actually one of the few things that is capable of weakening the likes of Elder Dragon-like monsters here, which are, again, well, in the multi-continental department here. This is important because, again, Nergigante has been able to casually deal with the likes of Shera, Ish, Valda, and Elder Dragon in the same tier as the likes of Amatsu, and even Kushala Daora. This is important here because each of these final boss Elder Dragons here are capable of affecting entire regions. Regions are a myriad of continents and environments that are put together, which would make each Elder Dragon that is capable of affecting it a multi-continental threat. And keep in mind, characters like Amatsu are actually known to be the casual rivals of Kushala Daora here. And Nergigante upscales them by a significant amount because he's able to manhandle them. Manhandle differences are in the same category as one-shots here, meaning there's a 10 times difference between them and his opponent here. And keep in mind, Bazelgeuse, a literal equal to Deviljho, is capable of holding its own against Nergigante here. Again, cementing the fact that Deviljho here would be in the Elder Dragon level categories, or in the higher tier Elders, as I like to call them. So basically beings like Nergigante, Primordial Malzeno, and, I would have to say, whatchamacallit, I'm trying to think here, Dalmador. Yeah, Dalmador and Raviente as well here would all be in these kinds of categories here. Then you also have Cantor and Eucanlos, which also fit this high tier Elder category. I'm definitely going to have to probably make a list about this pretty soon here. But again, we do know that Cherish Valid is multi-continental because he was able to shake the New World, the Hoarfrost region, and the Guiding Lands, which are all country-like in size here, putting him at, again, a multi-continental level. Elder Dragons and, certain Elder Dragons scale above others, like Nergigante, and it's confirmed that Nergigante would have been able to kill him even at his full strength here. Keep in mind, we also know that some of the Elder Dragons here are able to create black holes with their dragon energy. And again, if you guys see my Primordial Malzeno versus Ruiner Nergigante video, yeah, Nergigante would scale to this as well, putting Deviljho at a large planetary level because he does scale right back to Nergigante himself here. So with that being said here, let's talk about it here. Who wins more often than not here? And again, I like this. I really do. I do think these two are generally some of the most terrifying creatures you can put in any scenario, whether it be survival or any game scenario here. Because again, Giga is top tier. Let's really talk about it here. There is no way you are going to be on the Ark map and not know where the Giga is. And again, it's one of the few things I tend to do on any Ark map as well here. However, with Deviljho, you know he's likely going to be in an environment that has suitable and stable prey. Now, when it comes to durability and resistances, I would have to say the Ark Giga definitely takes that. He's been able to literally withstand Wyvern Fire, Wyvern Ice, Wyvern everything here. And again, even the Blood Crystal Wyverns that drain his health here don't even affect him like that. Again, this dude is much tougher than Deviljho here. Now you might say, oh, well, doesn't Ark have more advanced weaponry than Monster Hunter? Yes, but keep in mind, Monster Hunter uses biological warfare, where we see the hunters even utilizing things like soul manipulation and even counters to the monsters that they fight here. And plus, let's be real, our hunter is like literally built different, just like our Ark player is literally built different here. But at the end of the day here, when it comes down to it, I do think Deviljho wins here because of his dragon energy. He literally has the best win con ever. In terms of physical strength, I do think Deviljho takes it. But again, the Giga has more durability here. Now, the rage mode of the Giga likely won't make a difference, especially if Deviljho goes into his rage mode as well, where his muscles start swelling and his durability also increases here. Meaning that even the bleeding effect that the Giga has here will not be able to really slow down a Deviljho from literally just overpowering it and, well, killing it at the end here. As I do think a Dragon Breath would eventually be able to not only weaken the Giga, but definitely kill it eventually. So, after a decently long fight here, I definitely think Deviljho takes it. But hey, that's me all today, you guys, and y'all have a blessed day. Peace.